everybody, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Elite to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup 2022. We got Group B for you today. It's tylersalt versus Quizbowl. Commentating for us, we have Lumaga and Westside Vandal, and tracking is Lady Laura Linda. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
All right, so starting off a little earlier than we usually do to talk about a few different things going on in this race. First of all, as always, we've got the stats here from racetime.gg history and things we've seen previously on this channel, or the ZeldaSpeedRuns series of channels. Races involving these two runners. 4 lifetime races. Quizbowl has placed higher in 3 out of 4 of them, including a previous victory here in the group stages of this Challenge Cup. What makes this race so interesting is if tylersalt wins this race, it is a 4-way tie in Group B.
That is just chaotic, isn't it?
Yep. It is chaotic. So if you're the type that just likes strange tiebreaker scenarios, you are pulling for tylersalt here. And honestly, tail of the tape, you know, looking pretty close. tylersalt with a pretty decent average time. Quizbowl not too far behind. That's kind of the thing I like to look at on the stat page, especially for Link to the Past, because there is such a variance in fast times for the various modes of Link to the Past. So average time a bit better of an indicator, but again, as I've become fond of saying on these restreams, this stats page doesn't tell the whole story because of modes like ladder that don't involve racetime.gg.
Yeah, there's a lot that happens in each individual race that makes aggregate kind of predictions a little bit of a guessing game. Who knows who could be randoed here. Speaking of rando, this is an interesting mode for the 2022 tournament. We have map, compass, boss shuffle tonight. So we are going to see a variety of bosses in their different dungeons, maybe in their own dungeon tonight, but we also have an extra 2 items in each dungeon to go check out. So a lot of value in dungeons there. Yep.
And that recent change made to the randomizer, meaning the compass, gives you information on which boss you are facing before you actually go to face them. Will also make the compass an actual useful pickup for information's sake. Been an interesting little change to see. So we'll see if that information helps our runners.
Yeah, if you get the compass and you enter a dungeon, see that it's Trinex, you don't have an ice rod or a fire rod, you know you're not going to the end. You do have to pull up the map of the dungeon, which you don't often do in any other mode. So yes, a little quirk you got to know about this.
About a minute left before we begin the race here. But yeah, I'm pumped. This is two runners I know to be pretty good, going at a mode that can provide some chaos with a result that could throw an entire group into chaos. So yes, this is going to be good.
Absolutely. I'm familiar with both tylersalt and with Quizbowl as runners and as members of the Zelda community. Both great individuals, but also very good players. Their record in the Challenge Cup, shows they are very evenly matched, possibly going 3-3 in this Group B.
I was about to say, this entire group has been fairly evenly matched, because if the 4-way tie occurs, it will be all 4 runners at 3-3. So
yeah, nobody's running away with this. Absolutely.
Yeah. But this is gonna be a fairly contested race for a fairly contested group as we get to the 15-second mark. We'll see if we get an immediate divergence or if we are in lockstep for a little bit. And off we go. Nope, sanctuary start for both.
Typical start, a few bombs. That's It's good for Kakariko, at least.
Yep. Yeah. We won't be skipping bombable wall checks for 30 minutes like somebody I know. All right. So we'll also see. I know a lot of runners like to get the information out of the way as quickly as possible and check Lumberjack here. But some people also like to wait until they have the equipment to be able to check even more bombs out of the tier 1 tree pole there.
Yeah, going up this way and in a sanctuary start, you're looking for maybe rupees or bombs or something out of the tree pole and the bush crab. And I can't quite tell what's up on the ledge.
I think that was a piece of heart.
Okay, we'll go with that for the next hour.
Yeah. Until it isn't. All right. So into the Lost Woods we go. Avoid a very spiteful crow there. 10 arrows in the mushroom spot. Don't really need those that badly to waste the time going up there.
But that bottle with the fairy's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Opens up Sick Kid and get a revive.
Yeah. Which can be especially useful if we get supremely fast Dark World access and still are on the Dark Overworld with just 3 heart green mail. Having that oh no card in your back pocket definitely helps. Into Kakariko we go.
Yep, Quizbowl starting with blind, as usual.
Yep. All right.
All right,
And
in blind, we have 5 rupees, 10 arrows, another 20. Ooh, and a map to Swamp Palace.
All right, good crystal information to have, possibly, when we get Dark World access.
Yes, those maps will tell us the prize, at least. Now, this early game, you're going to want to definitely try for those 100 rupees. Get enough for the bottle vendor. 55 is not going to cut it, but you could always stumble upon a big cache of money or farm one of these first 2 locations if you need to.
Absolutely. We're getting pretty close. We got 10 rupees in here, and then another 10 on the... Oh, stop! Hammer time! Another 10 rupees in these pots as well. You have the Compass of Thieves Town. The Red Cane. Cane of Samaria. So that is going to open up a few avenues for our runners later on.
And here's both of our runners going for those extra 10 rupees just to get to 105.
Yep.
Probably will be disappointed by the bottle vendor's prize, as we usually are.
TylerSalt wasting a couple extra seconds for maybe looking for the 5 extra rupees, but decides against it. The most expensive 3 bombs in the history of Hyrule. Until the King of Scams gives us another 3 bomb pack for 500.
It's generous for him to give 3. All right, just a piece of heart here in the chicken hut.
Okay. All right, what does Lazy Kid have in store for us? Apart from tormenting us with ladder seeds. $20. Hey, we get our bottle deposit back. That's cool. All right. And another map. Ganon's Tower this time.
Yeah, one of the 2 maps which don't really tell you anything. The other being Hyrule Castle.
Yep.
All right, just left here is the library and the maze game.
All right. The library has a sword. We might be coming back for that.
It depends on how early you get the boots.
How does right now strike you? Nope, never mind.
Almost.
I like this play by tylersalt here to just go ahead and come in like he's going to do the race game blind. Because I feel like it takes just as much time to go check it before you do it. And hey, if it turns out to be nothing, well, okay, you can just save and quit. Boom, there you go.
I mean, two schools of thought, right? It can be disappointing to not to just go scout it and then have to go back in, or have to YOLO it and then it's, junk, but he gets it anyway.
And gets the most useless compass in the game, the Compass of Ganon's Tower.
But wouldn't you like to know who the boss of Ganon's Tower is?
I have a hunch it might be Ganon.
False. It is Aga.
Damn it, you're right. Ah! Technically correct, the best kind of correct. Alrighty.
We got the South Shore play. Opening the
from
dam.
both runners here. Yep.
I missed what was in the chest. Tyler will tell us here. But there's a mirror sunken under that dam water.
Alrighty. Well, that'll open things up a bit when we get Dark World access as well. And now on to Mini Moldworm Cave. We've got a few different options for dealing with these guys. Quizbowl going for some Kana Samaria shots.
Got to be mindful of his magic, but he gets it. Too many misses could be, disaster, but he does have a hammer as a backup.
Yep. And 8 bombs.
That's true.
And speaking of backups, there is a second fairy in a bottle. And powder.
Which can give you all the fairies you want. So out of Mini Moldworm, no Ice Rod Cave this early for Quizbowl.
No boots, no ability to do a water walk, and no money for Zora. I can see the logic behind it.
Yeah, it's much more valuable if you can chain it, either with the flipper checks or with money for Zora, anything like that.
Yeah.
tylersalt though might go for it.
That being said, it's a little bit painful if it's progression, but it is one of those things that feels or just take a death, and I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, fairy. Oh, he's gonna have 2 fairies.
Yes, 2 fairies, 2 chances to make a miss here.
Oh yeah, powder and hammer. We can just go right to Mad Batter here, which is what Quizbowl is doing. Good heads up play.
That's reading the seed here. Let's see what we get.
Womp womp.
It was a good, thoughtful play. It was probably
it was
a really good play.
Yes, it was. Just another example sometimes of how a Link to the Past randomizer can hate you specific. Oh snap! That's the Moon Pearl.
So Ice Rod Cave, doesn't bite you when you skip it until it does.
Yeah. Yeah. So as I was saying before, it proved another way it can hate you specifically. Sometimes the randomizer just likes to scream about going to a location at you, and then you'll go to that location and the game will just go, oh wait, you thought there was something here? Never mind. I've seen a lot of seeds recently that start out screaming at you to go do Aga 1, and then you'll I'm talking Master Sword and Lamp at 5 minutes in, and nope.
I mean, some runners will go for that. We did get some knowledge that Green Pendant is in Desert Palace.
All right, then. I was looking at the back of Saha's hut. Nothing really going on there. A stockpile of money and 6 bombs, though. We got to wonder what Saha was planning with that stuff hidden behind a bombable wall. That's a little sus there, my man. But at any rate, we are going to go ahead and go into Eastern here. We don't have the map for it, but it's a fair amount of checks we can get to in logic, plus one or two that are, well, just the one that's lamp locked.
Yeah, map compass is being shuffled. There's 5 items total that are going to be in here. And it's either this or it's Agina's cave, and there's not much more else to go to.
Yeah. All right. Getting bullied a little bit by the blue skeletons. There is Quizbowl, but proceeds through.
Nothing in these first 2 checks here in Eastern Palace. All the goodies are in the back.
Yep. And we are going to be looking for that glove, is what we are looking for Dark World access, since we know the location of the hammer and the moon pearl. And looking at it, it's honestly a good thing that it's the moon pearl in Ice Rod Cave and not something more damaging like, say, the hammer or that glove, because the moon pearl is going to be a hard block. Like,
eventually, yes, but if you stumble on a flute here, a flute and a hook shot somewhere, you open up all of Death Mountain. There's your glove you were just talking about.
Yep.
So we have Dark World access right now.
Indeed we do. Or tylersalt will. We're going to have to wait for... Quizbowl's going to have to wait to get back to Ice Rod Cave here.
So now Quizbowl has to make a choice. Does he follow that up to an out-of-logic Death Mountain climb with the old man? Or does he go to the corners of the map with Agina and Zora and Ice Rod Cave?
Ugh.
Yeah.
And it would be a swordless old man rescue. I know a lot of people don't like doing that.
tylersalt dipped out of there. He has one more item. It's out of logic, but it's behind this dark room.
Yeah, and that's a perfectly valid strategy to just stay in logic as long as he can.
Well, with Dark World access and the back of escape and everything else he just opened up, he's got to weigh that against this one check.
Yep. All right. Flippers. And a sword.
10 sticks for Quizbowl in the out of logic check.
Yep. All right. Get a health refill. Use that mirror to not have to walk out the door. Good time save. And of course, tylersalt gonna immediately head for the Kakariko Dark World portal and start checking out Village of Outcasts in Thieves Town.
Especially with that hammer, right? You know that you're not going to leave anything behind in Thieves Town once you get there. Another possible option he could have done is go South Dark World, do Hype Cave, Stumpy, and the digging game. But chose to do this instead. Oh, he's doing the powder on the magic bat first.
Yep. Ooh, Quizbowl's gonna check escape here, actually. In front of escape and Uncle.
Given what he knows about the seed so far, perfectly valid.
Yeah, absolutely. This is 5 checks total that are in logic.
In logic, yeah. You could also do the Dark Cross, and he could go back to... didn't he just do the back of escape?
He did, yes.
Yeah, so he could also get Dark Cross.
All right, nothing in Uncle's part of Hyrule Castle here. See if anything else shakes loose from the front of escape here. As tylersalt is making his way to Village of Outcasts, as we mentioned earlier. We do have compass information for Thieves Town, if I remember correctly.
I believe we do. We also have a map for Swamp Palace. I think it'll be a little bit before we do any map checks. You probably want some critical mass of maps before you actually spend the time on doing that. Oh.
Well, Blue Pendant Misery Mire and Blue Crystal Swamp Palace.
Tyler is curious. He wants to know.
Yep. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a little bit on the painful side to go and explore, but we can get fairly deep into that Swamp Palace right now. We have all of the tools necessary to do the front of Swamp. It's kind of painful without that hook shot.
A Skullwoods play from TylerSalt. 2 additional items. There's 4 items in here. Bunch of keys, including that one he just picked up in the big key chest. But yeah, starting from the back and then heading to the front. Pretty good strategy if you don't have anywhere else to go off of.
Meanwhile, we've been completely ignoring the the escape for Quizbowl here. Master Sword, right as I start paying attention to it.
Well, it's not that we've been ignoring it. There weren't much. There's your boots in Skullwoods.
And there's Titans. Hello.
Well, this just opened up huge for TylerSalt. He's got to be excited about this.
We can see his face cam on the commentary page, and yeah, he is. He is literally vibrating in his seat right now.
I mean, that's a good loadout, you know.
Yeah. But also, it's a bit of a double-edged sword because now, you know, looking at your map tracker, you've got just this field of green checks to go do. And it's just like, okay, what do we do now?
Scouting out the information in Bumper Ledge here, which is just a big 20, just a bit of money.
Yep. Probably going to see a mirror and bonk rocks here at the very least.
And you could do Graveyard Ledge.
And bonk rocks.
Yep, King's Tomb.
Or King's Tomb is what I meant to say there. Yeah, absolutely. The keys are right next to each other in my mental keyboard.
All right, so Quizbowl could tell us what the boss of Skullwoods is once he gets there.
Can't really do a whole lot much else up here apart from getting information on... Well, no, he has the flippers. He can get what's on Zora's Ledge if it happens to be useful.
Nah, that's not so much. Useful. Yep. So he is running low on checks. He's got Ice Rod Cave. He does have Zora himself, and he does have Agina's Cave. So all 3 corners, which you don't want to isolate, he has isolated.
Yep. There's a compass on Graveyard Ledge. We can now figure out what the boss of Ice Palace is. For those of you unfamiliar with the boss shuffling rules, we are playing this mode with what I believe is called full boss shuffle, which is all of the bosses are randomized, and there are 2 copies of 3 bosses in the pool, instead of 2 copies of Armos, Landmo, and Moldworm. Bo in King's Tomb.
Yeah, you are correct about the boss shuffle rules there. There are a few locations where certain bosses cannot be. I do not know all the details, but yes, you will find 2 of those bosses across all 10 dungeons, including Ganon's Tower, actually. And yeah, TylerSalt is just picking up progression items left and right here. We don't know what the prize to Eastern Palace is, but It's clearable.
Yep.
He could go back there.
Well, it is still technically out of logic right now because we haven't found a fire source. But these two runners are definitely good enough that that's not really a factor.
While he's out there, Palace of Darkness is mostly in logic too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
And nothing up on the out of logic Death Mountain right now.
Keep pushing, and he's going to go up to Tower of Hera.
Yep. All right. We got chess game here with a vanilla piece of heart. And into Thieves Town we go.
Landless today. Interesting. If you don't have the compass, even you could just go straight into the boss room and find out quickly. You don't have to open up the hole in the attic floor.
And that applies even if the game rolls a vanilla blind. You can just go in and blind will just be waiting for you. All right, we got Tower of Hera for Quizbowl here. Not a basement locked big key. But not a whole lot else going on in this Tower of Hera right now.
I mean, sometimes out of logic checks will certainly pay off. You know, an early mountain trip, especially if you can get all the way through Tower of Hera, can pay off pretty big. Still have a few checks here.
Yep. Well, there's our Zora money, at least. Meanwhile, tylersalt going to go ahead and full clear Thieves Town here. No reason not to, honestly. Thought he might have been entertaining the idea of just getting the Landmo kill off and then either coming back in or just going, I'm going to risk it. But nope, a full clear is a good idea here. Mothula is going to be our boss in Tower of Hera. And unfortunately for Mothula, he's always been more about fighting the room than fighting him.
Yeah, he definitely is kind of a pushover without all those spikes. And a pendant up in Tower of Hera.
All right. So our first dungeon boss down, unfortunately for Quizbowl, it's just a pendant. Well, I say unfortunately, there is a possibility.
Don't say it.
Yep. Much like Candlejack.
Indeed. Well, we do have the hammer. I totally discounted this path for Quizbowl to go, thinking the hookshot was the only access to East Death Mountain. But we got a lot over here. We have, 7 out of Paradox, Spiral Cave?
Yep, 7+1. Now, granted, Spiral Cave is a bit slow with no boots and no hookshot, but we do have beam spam to make up for it a little bit.
There's our TR prize knowledge.
All right. And back upwards we go to take care of Landless. Fairly vanilla-ish loadout for Landless, oddly enough.
Yeah, green mail. You would normally have the fighter sword in Thieves Town, or master sword in Thieves Town, but fighter sword, of course, for Landless.
Desert, yep.
Now, that Master Sword for tylersalt is sitting on the library ledge, so he could get that pretty quickly. I'm almost surprised he didn't go get that first.
Good point, actually. Probably just wants to loop it in here as he continues looping through Southern Dark World checks like Dig Game and Cave 45 and Stumpy and Hype Cave. And there's our third bottle in Paradox with a nice blue potion. And Quizbowl making the realization that, welp, I got 2 checks on both ends of Hyrule here. And he is going for the one we haven't seen yet.
Kind of typical of runners to do this. You know, you sunk some time into one check, and if you don't check it for whatever reason, a death or misplay, it doesn't feel good to go back there. So you want to cover some new ground. Yeah. I can agree with this.
Yeah. A bit of the thought of, well, if there's something here, if there's something there, I'm already in trouble. So let's just go off of the assumption that it isn't there until proven otherwise.
Here's that sword plus a smith in tow for tylersalt.
Yep. And as we knew, not quite what Quizbowl was looking for there on that Agina. Could have definitely been something else needed for progression, but it is not the Moon Pearl. And now it does look like Quizbowl is going to be doing the needful here. Of course, this could also be this might be a spin of the wheel of Zerality here as well. Nope.
No, he's going back to that. It's quicker to do this than to go all the way up to Zora and be disappointed yet again.
This is true. Hammer pegs. $50.
Yeah, now Tyler's not as flush with cash as Quizbowl is. He's going to need some money, maybe for Zora and for certainly Palace of Darkness, maybe a couple of potions later. Quizbowl finally getting that Moon Pearl, and the world has opened up for him as well.
Yep. All right. Meanwhile, tylersalt going to go ahead and grab the purple chest here and take it on a bit of a journey. Going to be a little bit slow going until he gets Cave 45 done, but after that point, he can just leave the chest behind and use the purple chest glitch.
Yeah, that's such a useful thing. You don't have to tow it all on foot. You can just run, and then once you reach the spot in the Dark World where that locksmith is, mirror over, and you get the item he gets.
It looks like we might also have a bit of a virtual high five by our runners here, as Quizbowl has opted to do Hype Cave first. Our last sword, not too bad.
Yep, we have found all 4 swords now. The last two for tylersalt are going to be in Hyrule Castle and here Hype Cave, and then where did tylersalt pick up that other one?
The first sword?
Well, they both picked up a first sword pretty early.
Yeah.
Oh, the last one is in library.
Yeah. A little bit more information on the map there from Quizbowl. I saw Thieves as a blue crystal, and I think it was Turtle Rock as a 5/6.
That's what I saw. I didn't see much more than that. Hopefully our tracker, Laura Linda, saw a bit more than us.
Our restream producer, Ricky Kakiri, saw Ice Palace red. So... And as expected, we did get that slight virtual high five there. Runners running past each other.
So Tyler Salt's got a couple options after Hype Cave. Swamp Palace is right here, and he can, like you said, go most of the way. Pod is there, and he can go all the way, albeit through a dark room out of logic to Helma. And we don't know the prize to that, so it's a tough call for him.
He can also loop Palace of Darkness in with a clear of what we know to be a... Actually, no, we don't know that yet. I apologize. And there's confirmation from the bomb vendor. Ice Palace, Turtle Rock is our 5 and 6. Yeah, Tyler Salt, if he so chooses, can just back-to-back clear Palace of Darkness and Eastern. We don't have the price information for either of those at the moment, though, so bit of a risky play.
There's only one pendant left that we know about, or don't know about, rather, so at least one of those will be a crystal.
Yep. Tyler doesn't know that yet, though.
True. Yeah, he does not know either.
Oh, Ricky correctly pointing out, we know all 3 pendants because Meyer was on the map check as well. So if Tyler chooses to do this back-to-back play, this is going to give him a huge boost in the crystal count. It's just a matter of if he chooses to do it with no fire source and no prior knowledge of the prizes.
Well, Eastern's Dark Room is not too bad to get through, but you got to be really careful about the turtles going into Helmasaur's Dark Room.
Yep. And we're also forgetting, because he did just check that map, and he's continuing to go, so I'm assuming he has the ability to beat this boss. Then again, he could just be going, well, I'll just grab the items in here anyway. Remember, boss shuffle, meaning this could very well be a Trinex. Ricky was a bit quicker on the draw and saw Armos Knights, though.
And also Vitreous in Swamp Palace. Quizbowl showed us that one.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, that's not a fun one.
Should
you've got
be easy
eyes, you've got
enough,
spikes,
though.
you've got lightning. That's not a terribly easy boss.
All right, Quizbowl about to receive the good items here in Skullwoods, the boots and the Titans. Book of Medora in Palace of Darkness. Oofta. Yeah, both runners do have cape, so that does make a Vitreous fight a little bit easier to swallow, because you can just equip the cape and spam sword slashes or spins based on your preference.
Or dash with the boots.
Or dash, yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to cheese that fight with the cape.
And
so
honestly, it being outside of Misery Mire, you almost don't need the cape as much, because part of the reason you use the cape is to avoid the damage from the poison floor.
True. Now, I was going to say that book is going to be very helpful for Tyler, who has not gone up to Death Mountain yet, so he could check the Eastern or Ether tablet. He's already gone, the purple chest route, so he can't really route Bombo's tablet in with that book anymore.
I just want to say that was a pretty good use of the stair extension glitch by Tyler Salt there.
Definitely. Yeah, it's a really it's not too hard of a trick to pull off, but definitely a time save, and it looks pretty darn cool too.
Yeah. Map of Ice Palace and Oh, lamp locked fire rod. Oh. Ugh.
Yeah, so in advanced logic, of course, the dark rooms are either some dark rooms, right? I think there's 3 of them are blocked by either the lamp or the fire rod, and so of course we know that's the lamp is somewhere accessible in the world right now. Or rather, we shouldn't be here just yet without the lamp.
Hey, map of this dungeon. Awesome.
And of course, we do know it's crystal, but now tylersalt knows that, noted by that C up in the corner next to the magic meter.
Yep. Another change made at about the same time the compass change was made. Nice little quality of life thing, I think.
And I believe Quizbowl's going to get his bow here.
Yep.
There it is.
Hey, map of Hyrule Castle for doing that dark maze. Hooray. Alright, so now we're going to see the Armos fight here from tylersalt after a little bit of dark room navigation.
Good use of the cane.
Yeah. Alright. Quizbowl kind of tracing steps tylersalt's already made, which, you know, can't really fault him for. There's not really too much out of the box you can do, except, you know, getting some of the items we've found. You're already in the area after having done the front of Skull Woods. There's not really a reason to that would, you know, scream at you need to save and quit and go do Palace of Darkness right now.
Right. Okay, so tylersalt making those way through the Dark Turtle rooms. So this is the first of 3. Just hit that switch. There's 1 turtle here in the second room, and there are many more turtles in the following room, but there are torches you can light with that fire rod.
I was about to say, this makes the fire rod makes this room so much easier than just being in the dark. Now that being said, you still have to know how to line up to get that torch to light, but once you realize that the torch is pretty much lined up directly where you start, you know, moving diagonally, if you're hugging the wall, it's pretty easy to consistently hit. And as far as this goes, you just face tank it.
Or cape it.
Yep.
Alright, here's the Armos Knights. Not in their dungeon. So we've seen a few bosses. We expect to see a few more, courtesy of the boss shuffle here.
Yep. And there's our Armos Knights kill. $20 for our troubles and another crystal. So we'll see if tylersalt feels confident enough in his information to just go ahead and just go right back to a in logic boss room of Eastern Palace.
There he goes. Yeah, now he has left not only the boss, which he didn't have a bow for, but he also left the big key chest, which is not in logic, but he could still do it.
Oh, he thought better of it. I was about to say, we don't have the compass information for Eastern at present. So he may have just realized, well, what if this is a boss I can't kill? Which would be, let's see here, Vitreous. Or not Vitreous, excuse me, Argus. And Trinex. At the moment. Those
are the 2 bosses he can't kill. He could do... you know, if he had enough magic by the end of it, he could kill Cold Stare.
Yeah.
But he would have to have full magic meter.
Yep. And he has not gone up Death Mountain, so he does not have a blue potion, like Quizbowl does. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and check Skull Woods. Oh, he's actually gonna read the pedestal here. Interesting.
Well, hey, when you get a chance to do it, might as well see what you have to do. If you have to do those pendant dungeons,
we don't.
Nope.
Or at least not for that reason.
There's a lot better ways to farm 10 arrows. Trust me.
Yep. We'll say I'm a little bit surprised they didn't decide to set up looking at Skull Woods.
Well, sometimes you have one thing on your mind and you go for that before really piecing together the whole thing. He probably realizes that at this point he could have mirrored from Skull Woods to do that.
Yeah. All right. And as we were discussing, yep, he's making a beeline for the back of Skull Woods here.
Quizbowl making his way very good through Thieves Town.
Yep.
Just has Land Ballista to take care of.
And likewise, tylersalt just kind of breezing through the front of Skull Woods to get to. Yep, you need the fire rod there, buddy. There we go. To get to the back here. All right. Posting up some Gibdos here with that fire rod. Quizbowl, meanwhile, having a slightly easier time with the Landless because he's got the tempered sword.
There's our Vitreous. We knew from Quizbowl's information.
Which means we have a double. We have Vitreous as one of our double boss polls because didn't you say Vitreous was Swamp Palace earlier?
No, you have Skull Woods. We don't know what Swamp Palace is yet. We'll get there.
Oh no!
Oh, tylersalt. But he does have that backup fairy.
Yep. I was about to say we found 2 fairies and he only there's only been 1 used, so.
And Quizbowl did pick up that sword. That's his 4th sword. He's got the gold sword now.
Yep. Running out of arrows. There we go.
Probably one of the worst bosses you could have in this dungeon.
Yep.
But tylersalt makes, good work of him and gets a crystal. So he's got 3 in possession. Where does he go next? He's got quite a few options. He does have Ice Palace, most of Swamp Palace. He could finish out Eastern.
Yeah, those are his in logic plays. He could dip Desert. But yeah, I think you go Crystal Swamp here. Or this.
I mean, he could potentially clear Desert. It's not just a dip. And it's got a green pendant, which is a little bit more enticing, but only if you have no other crystal options.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would go Crystal Swamp here before I did Pendant Desert. Going ahead and spending his rupees on potions as opposed to saving up for the King of Scams.
I think this means Ice Palace.
Yep. Which is fully clearable because Fire Rod. Yep, that's the play.
and may or may not be a cold stare there. We haven't seen it, but the fewer cold stares we see at the end of dungeons, the more likely it is for there to be a cold stare at the end of one of them.
All right, and into the Dark World we go, and into Ice Palace we go. Fire Rod is in the U-shaped hallway in Palace of Darkness, which means technically we are severely out of logic right now.
Yeah, so we would need a lamp to get that fire rod out of the Dark Pod basement. That is our second Armos Knights. That's in Ice Armos outside of Ganon's Tower. Sort of.
Yeah, I think the ice floor is deactivated in ice for
That's true.
the bosses, but yeah.
But it's ice.
Yes. Alrighty. 10 arrows to start with. Which, normally wouldn't be that big of a pickup, but when you're down to 1 arrow, hey, that's, you're not going to say no.
You're down to 1 arrow and going for Armos at the end.
Yep.
So we got the Cane of Samaria, tylersalt, maybe setting up for the Icebreaker wall walkthrough here. Yep, there he goes.
Yep. You don't have to flip the switch there if you ice break, but it can make routing a little bit easier.
I've heard competing, discussions about should you, should you not. I just always do.
Yeah. Not here to start an argument. Just pointing out that the flipping of that switch itself is not a requirement to ice break. It can just make later routing a little bit easier.
Yeah, Ice Palace is already a bear to unfold the routing. Quizbowl going into Palace of Darkness. He's in here. Realizes there's an Armos Knights at the end of that, which we knew.
Yep, and we'll see if he decides to go the distance here and kill the Armos Knights. I can't imagine he won't.
Well, he should know at this point there's, crystals at both Eastern and Pod, so I'm sure he will try his best to get through this.
Going for a bomb jump here, it looks like.
Yep. Okay. So this is the quick way to get to iced tea. I got to remember this.
Yep.
I always feel like my Ice Palace routing is suboptimal, and I can exactly see where I'm going wrong.
All right. Now back down we go. Nope. Gonna bomb jump again.
Well, he doesn't have the hook shot, so he can't just fall down. Actually, did he get the big key?
He did, yes.
Okay, so he has to bomb jump and bomb the floor to get the big chest.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, well. All that effort for the single arrow of destiny.
That big middle finger. That big wooden middle finger.
Alrighty.
On to the boss, Armos here in Boss Shuffle.
Yep. And that's going to be a 4th crystal at what's going to be about the 50-minute mark.
So hold on. He's got 12 arrows. He's got to be clever on how he finishes this boss. He's not going to have enough arrows to just quick kill this.
Looks like he's going to try to do as much as he can. Never mind. Fire rod strats. Hello.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Trying to get the splash damage for the fire rod. Okay.
All right. 1 shot, 2 kills. Nope.
Just reload the fire rod and take care of these guys.
Ooh, nice splash kill there. And then poke strats.
Nothing wrong with that.
Cooperate. There we go. By the way, I just want to point out that tylersalt is selling out hard on there not being anything on the King of Scams.
Yeah, actually, yes. Doesn't have the money to do so. Quizbowl found, more than enough money, a couple 300s, but tylersalt has, he had money and then he spent it on potions.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had the thought that if he's going to continue to sell to sell out hard for the fact that there's nothing on Zora, he could have spent 100 of his rupees at the capitalism ferry and gotten a arrow upgrade, and coincidentally a refill to 35.
True.
But then again, he knows now, having already faced 2 Armos Knights, that there's not really another boss he's going to need arrows for. Unless we do run into a second Vitreous, but even then, we've got the tempered sword and the cape, and more than enough magic.
Yeah, there's a lot less to worry about at this point. I mean, there is one other boss you'd want to have some arrows for. Ganon.
Yeah,
right.
But you also kind of need those to be silver tipped, and we have not found those yet.
Not quite. So Tyler's going to be able to see both light and dark Death Mountain as he makes his trip up here.
Gets the spin speed off. Nice.
So I think, I think he can do everything except for Spike Cave and Turtle Rock, unless he finds the right medallion here.
He can't get the 3 chests in Hookshot Cave. He can bounce to the first one.
Correct. Yes, no hookshot.
Which, coincidentally, that bounce I just described is in logic, and the hookshot can be in that chest. I have found that out the hard way. It is exactly as gross as it sounds.
So I mentioned routing in Ether Tablet since he found that book in, Palace of Darkness?
Yes.
But nothing up there.
Yep. All right, going ahead and doing Hera as well. Here is tylersalt.
Quizbowl with more than enough arrows to finish off Armos at the end of Palace of Darkness. Gets his second crystal.
Yeah. Disregard. tylersalt gets the fighter's shield out of the lobby chest and just kind of goes, you know what? Never mind. I don't feel like it.
There's 4 items in there. You should probably explore a little bit more. I don't know.
Probably we'll just go back there if absolutely nothing pans out of Paradox and the wealth of Death Mountain checks on both worlds he's about to do. We need the Ether Medallion for Turtle Rock. Alright, what's in this bounceable chest here in Hookshot Cave? 10 arrows.
I didn't see what was on the floating island, but I'm assuming it's nothing since Tyler's not headed that way.
Yeah, it was rupees.
Okay. A lot of rupees or a little bit?
A fair amount of rupees. I believe it was a 50.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got 121. He's like you said, he's really banking on Zora not paying off.
Money puns. I mean, to be fair, there's always the possibility of hula-hanning for a good 245 rupees. And then, I mean, arrow game? Question mark?
I mean, there's enough checks here that I don't think he's going to worry about it until he has to worry about it. But we do have Quizbowl going into the back of Eastern Palace. We have not seen this yet. We got Helmasaur, who has an item for us.
So wait, is this like the Hyrulean version of trading trading spaces or something? What the hell?
Yeah, each one stumbled across a mirror and flipped to the other dungeon.
Alrighty.
Alright, Helmasaur Town. Let's see what he was hiding, aside from a crystal. So in a way, I was hoping it was Ether, because that's your key into Turtle Rock, which tylersalt could have had access to if that was the case.
Actually, I just realized Tyler didn't mirror and do Eastern?
I think he went in there, and then he decided very quickly he did not want to do it.
Oh yeah, I remember now, because there was still a possibility he didn't have boss information, so there was a possibility it was one of the two bosses he couldn't beat yet, or one of the three bosses that, one of them he could beat, but it would be really, really, borderline, depending on magic.
So Tyler not headed back, actually, like you hypothesized, to go to Tower of Hera. He's out.
Oddly enough, I think he's going back to do Eastern now, since he has a magic backup. He may be just kind of going, it might be a boss I can kill.
Yeah, good luck, Tyler. Hope it's not Trinex for you.
Yeah. Because if it is, we've got a bit of a problem.
But Quizbowl taking that fire out all the way to the end of Skull Woods. He's going to find Vitreous. And he's got the gold sword, which is going to be a little bit easier than the tempered sword Tyler had.
Yep.
And that right there, tylersalt showing off the benefit of quick swap. Swap into the cape, getting past the cannonballs, and then swapping back.
Yep. All right. And as we are at about the hour mark and our runners are retreading each other's steps, at this time, we'll just go ahead and shout out both of our runners. Very good runners in their own rights and very entertaining, both of them. So give them a follow as thanks for letting us restream them today. Your commentary team, as always, is myself and Lumaga. So there are our links. And thank you to our tracker, Lady Laura Linda, for clicking the buttons behind the scenes here on ZSR. And that was your brief pause for station identification.
So let's also reset some context too. This is a Group B matchup in the 2022 Challenge Cup. Quizbowl and tylersalt are in their last match, the last match of the group. If Quizbowl wins, he secures a berth, and I think either D-Spags or I actually don't have it in front of me. The other third member may have to do a race-off to see who's the second place finisher. The wrinkle here is if tylersalt wins, it throws the group into a 4-way race-off. So A lot at stake here for both runners. Quizbowl wants to close this out. tylersalt wants to live to race for another day and hopefully get into the bracket stage.
Ian, so far looking like he's got a pretty solid chance at doing it, because he's going to be up a crystal here still once he gets this kill on Helmassar. But it is still anybody's race here, because there are a few items that we need that are eluding us. We are going to need to see that hook shot at some point.
Looking for hook shot, looking for ice rod, and the ether medallion at minimum for entry into Turtle Rock. So being down one crystal for Quizbowl is not so bad right here. He did kind of get the Moon Pearl a bit later than tylersalt, but has made a good showing of what routing he's been able to pull off and pull into 4 crystals.
Yep. Meanwhile, tylersalt making quick work of Helmassar King and getting that 5th crystal done for him. And there's still a slight possibility we don't need that ice rod, but it would definitely be a comforting, presence to have, because then you know that if you drop into a boss room and see a surprise Trinex, you're prepared. Well, as prepared as you can ever be for a surprise Trinex, anyway.
So I say Trinex because we haven't come across one yet. There's a possibility for 2 out there, including in Ganon's Tower. Yeah. Not in Ice Trinex, which may or may not have to be done. So it's possible we need the ice rod.
Yeah. Some would even say probable, but we shall see. We are going to see the coffee break here from Quizbowl. Hail Hydrate, everybody.
Yeah, one of the few times in the game you get to take a quick drink of water or whatever you might have beside you. I have actually gone to refill coffee during the coffee break.
Yeah, I was about to say, I actually commentated a race the other day where one of the runners used the coffee break as a moment to go use the bathroom. Well, there's our lamp. That's gross. Pombo's tablet lamp.
So, hold on, because we just got snapped right back into logic, I believe. And was that the hook shot in Hera Basement?
Oh my goodness, it was. Uh-oh.
So a logical find and a progressive find, a huge progressive find, because that makes Swamp Palace fully clearable. And tylersalt, who is ahead in crystals, nowhere near Tower of Hera. Quizbowl just changed the game here.
Yep. This is going to be a massive momentum shift here, because unless Ether happens to be right here, tylersalt is going to be lacking. I mean, he's still going to be lacking critical information, but at least he'll have another piece of critical information that might take a while for Quizbowl to get to himself.
I mean, worst case scenario for tylersalt right now, Ether in Swamp Palace. Ether on Argus, rather.
This is also true. Ped and Aga 1 are both dead, yes. Lumberjack is just a piece of heart. I almost said pendulum. Pedestal is just 10 arrows. tylersalt with that Zora money now. Oh, here's another place.
See the back of Hookshot Cave now. Yes.
I was about to say, here's another place where if Ether pops up here, this is devastating for tylersalt. Oh my god!
There you go. Now you go to Turtle Rock and hope you don't fight Trinex. Wow, that is a huge 2 finds for Quizbowl here.
Now, that is, I mean, At this point, you almost have to embrace the meme and just assume we're going to find Ice Rod in here if it is indeed a vanilla Trinex. But yeah, that is a huge momentum shift for Quizbowl. Hookshot was in Hera basement.
And Hera, Tyler Salt was in there. Picked up the like you said, the fighter shield in the lobby and said, no thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hookshot leading to Ether in Hookshot Cave is just a devastating 1-2 punch. For anybody who is wanting to embrace chaos and is rooting for the 4-way tie in Group B here. I mean, it's not nearly as bad as it being on an Argus fight somewhere, but that's still pretty bad.
It's hookshot locked, one way or another, right?
Yeah.
Either way. Tyler Salt not out of it. We don't have. Well, what do we need? Do you go mode the rest of this or what?
Well, there's a Trinex in Desert, which actually is good news for Tyler Salt, because that now he knows 2 places where it isn't.
Yes, Desert Palace boss and Green Pendant turn in, but that doesn't exactly help him right now.
No, it doesn't.
Like I was asking, if you're Quizbowl, do you go mode the rest of everything?
I mean,
maybe, yeah.
I think you give it some serious thought, especially when you're in Quizbowl's position of being late to that Moon Pearl. I know that's you know, like 45 minutes ago at this point, but that's still very much oh boy, my opponent probably got that before I did, so I'm playing a little bit behind. So, you know, I think if you're Quizbowl, you give serious thought to just go moding the rest of it and hoping you don't run into a Trinex.
I think you have to.
Yeah. And from our position in the booth, we now know that 1 out of 2 possible Trinexes is not on the critical path. He's sitting in Green Pendant Desert. So, like, given the information we have from up here in the booth and Quizbowl's position, I tend to go more towards go moding. Without that knowledge we got in the booth right before you asked that question, I think you still go mode. Ew. Unfortunately,
is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I was about to say, unfortunately, the Turtle Rock key layout is not being conducive to go moding, but that's also just Turtle Rock in general, honestly.
Yeah, he's going to have to get this big chest. Which, you know, whatever. I mean, if you got a good key layout, you may be able to skip that big chest.
I mean, yeah, if there is a required Trinex, then yes, that evens things out a little bit more for Tyler Salt. But
so I mentioned earlier, I am not 100% on the boss rules. With the dungeons we have left, we've got Swamp Palace, and of course we have Turtle Rock. We have 2 bosses minimum in Ganon's Tower. Trinex can, of course, be in Turtle Rock. Can he be in Swamp Palace?
I believe so, yes.
Yep. And we know that he can be in the Landmo 2 room or Ice Armos room. It's still possible. Now, for other dungeons, are there places he couldn't be? He could be in Rod.
Our Ice Rod is in Swamp.
Okay, so Ice Rod's in Swamp. If any of these crystals has a Trinex, right? Tyler Salt is is still doing okay. If not, then it's kind of like, okay, you have an ice rod. Congratulations.
Yep. I also want to point out, based on the fact that he did Mimic Cave, it does look like Quizbowl is going to be a little bit more cautious than just straight up go moding. But we'll see how aggressive he decides to be in, say, Swamp.
TylerSalt not doing Diver Down. Oh, he does not have the hook shot. That's right. He can't. Doesn't have a choice.
Did he just key lock himself? Or did he not grab the... Oh, he doesn't have the hook shot. Sorry.
No hook shot, so he could only get the key underneath the water.
Wasn't paying attention.
He could not have flooded that key.
Yep. That's how used I am to coming in here with the hook shot. Sorry.
Oh, it gets me every time. I'm like, oh, am I gonna lock myself? No, wait, I can't. Actually, I cannot lock myself.
That's a shovel. Which, hooray, fetch quest.
And that is doing a save and continue checkpoint for Quizbowl.
Yeah.
These laser skips are sometimes tricky.
Yep, and still green mail. So yeah, I don't blame him in the slightest.
That's why you do the checkpoint. Oh, and I think that's his first of 2 fairies that he's using.
Oh, and there's a mushroom. So we have all of our fetch quests. Alright, so immediately gonna go check this this shovel. Not really gonna be anything too important. I mean, there's a possibility it could be silvers, which would be nice. But it's just 10 regular old arrows instead.
Wood, not silver.
Indeed.
So the only duplicate boss I think we've seen is Armos. Is that right?
Yes.
And there's our first cold stare up in Turtle Rock.
Alrighty. Nice use of the gold sword here to corral him a little bit. Taken care of for Quake. And a crystal. So there's Quizbowl's 5th crystal.
Yeah, like you're saying, the path Quizbowl is taking is not quite go mode. Otherwise, he would have probably done far less of Laser Bridge.
Yep.
So we'll probably see him be a bit more thorough on these last few dungeons. So he's got Swamp he can clear. He's got Ice Palace he can clear. That's it.
Yeah, and bad news if you're looking for chaos, TylerSalt is going back to Desert to take on that Trinex with that acquired Ice Rod. And this is just kind of another variant of what we were discussing earlier when Quizbowl put off Ice Rod Cave for so long. Hera Basement is definitely another one of those checks where if you do not do it when you get your first chance, you're not going back to it for, until you're desperate. And Tyler is not at the desperation point yet, I would say.
Any one of those one-off checks, Hera Basement, Ice Rod Cave, any of them, right? You're going to isolate, and unfortunately, sometimes you're going to be punished for it.
Yep.
Here's the lamp coming off of the Vamos tablet.
Yep. very least, we got a bunch of health and a bunch of backups to make this not as scary of a fight. But yeah, it's not going to have anything we're too interested in here. $20, not gonna do it.
What is Quiz looking for? Potentially an ice rod, which we know is in the southernmost chest of Swamp Palace. Yep. He has not encountered a Trinex yet, but since that's a crystal, it's possible he will go get that. He's not quite go moding every dungeon. He's being a little bit cautious. This is boss shuffle, so you never know who you're going to see.
All right, so Tyler now is going to turn in the green pendant. That's right. And Joshua turns over 10 arrows. Oofta. And Tyler not too happy about that, and no, I wouldn't be either, to be honest. Save and quit to Link's house. And
I'm not sure exactly where he's going.
Same, because he's done all the swamp he can do. He's done hype.
Pyramid ledge. Has he done that? No, he did do that.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Oh. Catfish into Zora.
He's finally got the money to do that.
Oh, he didn't check Pyramid Ledge.
Oh, okay. It must have been Quizbowl. I thought we saw a Pyramid Ledge earlier. But yes, he could do this to Catfish, to Zora. Knock all of those out at once. Fortunately, he's looking for that hook shot in a harem basement he abandoned.
Yep. Oh, he hasn't done escape yet either. Oh, no.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Well, like we mentioned, Harrow Basement is just kind of one of those spots that if you don't do it at your earliest opportunity, you're just going to, assume, hope for the best, and putting it off for as long as you can.
Never not punished.
So, I mean, the good news is he'll have his gold sword. Always look on the bright side of life, right? Alrighty. So Quizbowl just powering on through Ice Palace here.
Hitting the second of two Armoses.
Yep. Gonna have a bit better of an arrow situation than tylersalt did coming in, so shouldn't have too much trouble here. I said shouldn't have too much trouble here. There we go.
Well, he didn't have trouble with the arrows. Regardless, he got it.
All right.
Here's that fourth sword, the chest behind the locked prison cell.
And we're also going to get to see Dark Cross. Yay!
Ah, that's something that's been lingering.
Yeah,
here-
and for those paying attention, Quiz now taking control of the lead here. Like in an official sense, as opposed to a, gaining on him sort of sense.
Yeah, he's got hook shot for Swamp. He's going to finish out Swamp Palace. Find the Ice Rod, even if there's Trinex in the back. So no trouble for him. In fact, I think that's almost all he's looking for. And then I think we'll see a shift to go mode.
Yeah. Like the second he gets that Ice Rod, we are 100% in go mode because it's going to be his Swamp is going to be his 7th crystal. So if you're rooting for chaos, you're hoping that Tyler just has like a eureka moment and beelines for Tower of Hera, but unfortunately, there's just so much that other things he can do. Or you're just hoping that Quizbowl has gone, okay, I haven't seen a Trinex, so I'm not going to worry about the Ice Rod, and starts go moding, and then gets stonewalled by a Trinex in, say, Land Mode 2. Judging by the fact that he bombed out that wall, though, I think he's going to be a bit more thorough.
He's counting on there being a Trinex in his path.
Yep.
So if he can avoid facing a Trinex without an Ice Rod, he's going to do it.
Hey, we do get another fairy from the waterfall fairy, so that's nice. Don't think we'd gotten that knowledge yet. And now, finally, at about an hour and what will end up being about an hour or 22 minutes, 22 minutes and 30 seconds in, we're going to get to spin the Wheel of Zerality, kids.
Wheel of Zerality, turn. Give us the item that we must earn.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Way to improve my bit. Heck yeah. Just a piece of heart. And Quiz indeed finds that Ice Rod and immediately goes, well, okay. I fear no man or three-headed dragon lizard thing. I'm in go mode. Let's go. Diver down incoming.
Yeah, Quizbowl firmly in the driver's seat at this point.
Yep, and Tyler Salt looks like he's heading for Hera, but this is going to be too little too late. Because he is going to be a non-go modable Turtle Rock behind. As well as he has to go down Swamp and race to the back of Swamp. And also, he didn't do the rest of Hera, so he's going to do the upper part of Hera first. So it does look like the forces of chaos will be thwarted, at least for now. Especially with a blind in Argus's spot here.
First blind we've seen, I think.
Yep. It was a blind spot in our knowledge until now.
Oh, groan.
I mean, hey, if we can't get a pun from the man himself, we might as well, help him out a little bit. All right. All right, Mothula.
Easy peasy.
Yep. As we mentioned when we saw Quizbowl do it earlier, Mothula is just kind of one of those bosses in the base game where you're more fighting the room than the boss. So when he is decoupled from his gimmicks, he's pretty easy. That was Quizbowl's 7th crystal, so we are going to play a little bit of a guessing game here. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where that big key could be. Get your bets in now to see where that big key is going to be. Don't forget to use !bet before your guesses.
I did not know that was a thing. I'm going to do that now.
We'll go with the good old 5 there, I guess.
So what is 5 to you? Because there's several routes here.
5 to me would be one of the chests in Stalfos room. Because my usual routing is Hope room, then left. So it would be the 2 Hope room chests, torch, and then 2 checks into Stalfos room.
Yep. A similar routing for me. If we do Hope to torch, Stalfos, Firebar, and then
there's
9.
the rage slashes for Tyler as he gets his hook shot and probably recognizes that he's in a bit of trouble now.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to get this earlier. Decided to hold off on Tower of Hera, but it came to bite him. Meanwhile, Quizbowl up into the Dark World, heading over to Ganon's Tower. Get your guesses in. We are gonna see which key has that, or which chest has the big key to Ganon's Tower.
All right, there is the animation playing. As Tyler Salt heads into Swamp. Chat correctly pointing out he hasn't gone and gotten the medallion yet, but probably wants to try and catch up on crystals if he can. Check number 1, Bloomerang. Check number 2, 300 rupees.
Now he's going to make a left side swamp play, which we know is ultimately not going to pay out, but
he actually did left side swamp on his first visit through here.
Yes, he did. You're right.
Check number 3 is going to be a small key. Yeah, unfortunately at this point it would take something rather catastrophic for Tyler Salt to come back. But that's just random sometimes. Number 4 is going to be bombs. Number 5 is going to be not the big key. Darn. And number 6, also not the big key. Just a small key. Check number 6 here. Or 7, excuse me. This is 8. I can't count. Hooray.
Yeah, I think you forgot the torch. Maybe. So I bet 9. I hope this is it.
Check number 9. Number 9. 1 rupee. 1 rupee. All right, and into the randomizer room we go. The randomizer room, I almost said. Good job. Good English. And it's named randomizer room because you don't generally see this room outside of randomizer. 10, 11, 12, and 13. Not what we're looking for specifically, but a nice little health refill and half magic. Not anything to sneeze at. Tyler Salt scratching his head a little bit here as he waits for the crystal animation to play out for Swamp Palace. All right, check number 14. Going back into Swamp Palace, I'm assuming for the big chest.
That's the only thing left.
Boy. Check 14 is going to be silvers.
Hey, a Moldworm, our first.
Multidorm on ice.
Big five-eyed monster.
All right. 15, 16, and 17 coming up here. 15, 16 is going to be the big key. And 17 is going to be a Cane of Burna. So our winner is going to be whoever guessed 16 or closest to 16 without going over. We'll get that winner drawn here in a moment. And so the climb begins. Game of York won the bet with a bet of 15, closest without going over. Game of York. Wow. Game of York, you have won the adulation of the Zelda Speedruns 2 chat for at least the next 5 minutes, as well as a lifetime supply of Link to the Past randomizer seeds redeemable on ALttPR.com. No purchase necessary, void where prohibited, emulator not included, and as always, if your standard seed lasts longer than 4 hours, consult the YouTube tutorial. Now the legalese is out of the way. Let's continue to watch this gauntlet climb as Tyler Salt marches inexorably closer to that ether in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, she's going to come across it now that he's got that hookshot. He did bonk that first chest earlier and couldn't go further. So, unfortunately, he's going to find it here in the 4th chest, and that'll be his ticket to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
But we have Quizbowl firmly here in the gauntlet. Trying to make work of these Stalfos.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I believe he has another fairy at the very least, so he should be fine.
Yeah, I believe he used one of the 2, which we found. So he'll be okay here, but he's got to be careful up the rest of the climb.
Yep.
We're still on green mail, by the way.
Yeah, we never found either of the mail upgrades. We did find, critically, we did find powder, which means he's going to get a little bit of health back coming up here shortly if he so chooses.
He's got to make it to this room first. The ice and the spikes and the conveyor belts are not helping.
Yep.
There we go.
The ice and the spikes and the conveyor belt and the oi!
Thank you, Professor Wes.
You're welcome. Yeah, and now he's really going to want to powder that. Okay, or not.
Yeah, just passing right by.
Oh, blue potion. Probably confident in his Ganon ability.
Still, I mean, he's got half a gauntlet or half a climb to do without much health left. There's a few spots where it could get him.
Yep. Landless being a little bit... vanilla Landless too, by the way. Being a little bit rude, evading the arrow shots there, but nicely recovered. And a fairy drop. Nice.
Good on Quizbowl to know exactly how far he could go, because I probably would not have gone for that fairy.
Well, at the very least, he also could have used the hook shot to grab the fairy as well.
Maybe. I don't know. It's on a diagonal, I think. Nope. He's got the boomerang. He could have done that.
All right. Torch puzzle up. Torch puzzle down. Rather interesting seed. We didn't see any of the mail upgrades. We didn't see the flute. We only saw one shield. And yet somehow we're going to have a runner ending on 16 hearts. Oh, chat pointing out we actually saw 2 shields because, yep, that is in fact a fire shield.
That's a fire, yep. It's good. All right, quick refill before we get... Oh, there's a last bottle with a blue potion in it.
Yeah.
Plus that full magic refill. And the second cold stare we've seen this seed.
Alrighty. Half magic definitely making things a little bit easier.
And Quizbowl actually using the full health, the shield, the sword beams to take out some of that ice too.
All right, there we go, and there we go. Oh, hey, blue, validation chest, blue
There you
mail.
go.
Why not?
Better late than never.
Yep.
But better early than late, I guess.
Better Nate than Lever? Wait.
Yeah.
All right, on to Geometry Wars we go. Gross.
Yeah. Starting
double
off with
out
the
of it,
double's
though.
good. Yep.
Yeah. Also gross. Slightly better.
Gets him.
Yeah. Makes the best of some kind of questionable patterns there. Gets a pretty decent Aga 2 fight. And we are on to the big pig.
I mean, this won't be so bad. He has the gold sword. It's got half magic and bottles galore, so
Yeah.
I don't see a huge issue here for Quizbowl.
Nope. All right, and here we go. Just slash it away with the gold sword there. Gonna use the hook shot to avoid a few of these fire bat shots.
The gold sword is pretty much an automatic 1-in-1, so those first 2 phases are over as soon as they start.
Yep. But looks like Ken's gonna make up for it a bit with this warp pattern. There we go. There's 3. And here comes number 4. There we go. Yeah, you kind of hid silvers in your tower in a pretty easy spot, my dude. So that's on you. Gonna get a nice... Oh, almost had
he
the
just
triple.
evaded that triple. But, second chances.
Yep.
Quizbowl taking down Ganon.
And as long as he survives the most dangerous 1x3 in all of Hyrule, he is going to quash the hopes of Chaos lovers everywhere. With an official race time.gg time of 1 hour 38 minutes and 52 seconds, which coincidentally occurred right as Quizbowl was finishing up Turtle Rock. So Quizbowl tylersalt sees the finish and decides to hit a forfeit.
Quizbowl has to be so relieved because, let's talk to him. We've got Quizbowl and tylersalt here in the chat with us. GG, gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah,
GG's.
Quizbowl, thanks.
Yeah, that was that was an amazing run. It was a lot of back and forth. We've been talking in the green room coming into here, and it was kind of like we kind of swapped positions because I felt behind for the first hour and he felt ahead for the first hour, and then I think there was one discovery I made.
Yep, that hook shot. I felt so good for the first 50 minutes of the seed. I felt great. I felt good, like going into Eastern and getting the gloves, and getting that Dark World access, going into Skullwoods. Loved doing Skullwoods early and was rewarded for that, getting the bow early. And then it just started to dry up. Hard last location thing, the hook shot and ether. At that point, it was like,
Yeah, so your assessment is right. Quizbowl, yeah, you were behind the first hour, and Tyler, you were ahead the first hour. The two major inflection points in this seed, I think, were Quizbowl, you skipped out on Ice Rod Cave at first, which had the Moon Pearl, and then
exactly
you went full steam ahead on Tower of Hera, which Tyler delayed until the end. So those were the two big inflection points here, I'd say.
Yep. I could not tell you why. Well, no, I guess I could tell you why I didn't go back into Tower of Hera at the time, because I was saying I put off the mountain way late and did the first two chests, thinking I was like, all right, I'm gonna go over to the rest of the mountain. Maybe the hook shot's there. I'll come back. I'll be able to do Hera Pot and do this a little bit faster. I don't know if it's a crystal or not at this point, and I don't know what the boss is, so I'm not even sure that I can beat it or that it would be worth it to beat it at that point. So I felt like I made what was a very defensible decision to skip out on it, but a wrong one in the end.
Yeah, I mean that was the big thing, is when I went back and I had cleared out Hera, so I only had one item to get, but it was that one that was fire locked, and I was coming up the mountain because I just needed to clean up a few things. I had just gotten the book, so I wanted to do the Ether Tablet, and so okay, Hera's right there, I can go ahead and do that. And then I was only intending to just grab Super Bunny Cave and maybe the first chest of the Hookshot Cave, since I required the myth since the last time I was up there. And when I went down to that base, when I pulled that hook shot out, you could see my face on my stream. I was aghast. I was like, that is huge. I mean, it instantly took me from, man, this could be pretty close to. It's like, okay, now I'm feeling like I'm in the driver's seat.
Now, Quizbowl, I would expect you're relieved to win this game. Because going into a four-way race-off with three opponents who are all also very skilled, going 3-3, you're leaving your fate up to chance here. How are you feeling about that?
I mean, so one of the best things about this coming in was I knew that I couldn't lose, if you get my meaning here. So either I move on directly or I have to fight for my position in a tiebreak race. So either way, I'm getting another race out of it, and it's going to be a hype one regardless. And so I had less nerves than say when I was when I only had the 2 wins in, and I was trying to grab my third against Liam Atlas the other day, and so that kind of helped a little bit with some of the execution and things like that. And but I am relieved that I don't have to participate in a 4-way tiebreaker. I do feel bad. I'm knocking Tyler Salt out of it, and then I've got 2 group mates that are now waiting in the wings that have to. I was looking at the numbers earlier, and they are deadlocked in terms of the way that the tiebreaks work, and so they will have to do a race off between each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be interesting for them to know that regardless of what happened in this race, they knew they were going into a tiebreaker. They just didn't know if it was going to be, a winner go home or a just place in the top 2 or go home. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see that tiebreaker race occur when it does.
Yeah, I think everybody in the group, maybe except for Quizbowl, was rooting. The mantra in the Group B Discord channel was maximum chaos.
Maximum chaos.
I put that in my file name. I was like, oh come on, I want it so bad. And I'm obviously disappointed that that's not going to happen and that I'm out. But I was saying to Quizbowl, I didn't play a single rando seed. I think I played 1 rando seed in 2022 before entering the Challenge Cup. I had taken a couple months off for various reasons or whatever, and I fully expected to go 0-6 in groups, and then to have been thrown into a group where all four of us are just really, really closely matched. Felt bad to begin with. It's like, oh, come on, I couldn't have gotten, somebody new, and, I could have gotten maybe an easier win. Everything, all the matches were really hard fought, but it's been a lot of fun to race against these guys, none of whom I really knew beforehand. And I'm looking forward to the tiebreaker race between D-Spags and Liam Atlas, and I'll be rooting on Quizbowl and whoever wins that race through the rest of the cup.
Well, you're gonna fool me if you say you took 6 months or however long off. You could have fooled me. You still played very well in this seed and the other 5 seeds that you had at the Challenge Cup.
I could have fooled me too. I was surprised. I came back and I was just like, I was rusty a little bit at the beginning. It was just like, oh, I didn't lose a step. This is fantastic. But just like, it's those decisions that really get you. So.
You made me fight. You made me fight for these victories. So, and to everyone in my group, I mean, the 4 wins, I mean, none of them were easy. I think they were. I mean, with the exception of this one, they were all really close, to each other. I think I had a 55-second victory in groups, and then I think
our previous race was like 2.5 minutes
Yep.
after another seed where I had a decent lead and threw it away in the end. But that one just because I had a huge mental lapse. But this one, it's just like it happens. That's random. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is a great group of guys here in Group B, and it's been great racing with all of y'all. So again, thank you to all of y'all for having some great races. Good luck to D-Spags or Liam for whoever winds up moving on from that tiebreaker, and GG's again to you, Tyler.
Thanks, GG's, and thanks for the restream, guys. Ricky and
yes, thank you,
and Wes and Lady Laura Linda tracking. Appreciate that.
And thank you both for the great race. I don't think there's much more to talk about this one. GG's to both of you. Wes, thank you for the good co-commentary. Lady Laura Linda, thank you for keeping us on task and keeping us honest with the accurate tracking. And Ricky of Kokiri, thank you for helping put on this excellent race between the 2 here fighting for their lives in Group B. Wes, anything else here?
No, that about covers it. I love it when the runners do our jobs for us in the post-race interview and shout out everybody. It's great.
I've done my fair share of commentary. I know what needs to happen at the end of a thing.
Right.
Yeah, I need to do some commentary myself eventually, but it's been busy.
Oh yeah, totally understandable. But yeah, as everyone said, thank you everyone for participating. I put everybody's links in the chat, so please give everybody a follow. They did a fantastic job putting on an exciting race for us tonight. Coming up tomorrow on ZSR at 2:10 p.m. Eastern, we have a Skyward Sword Randomizer co-op tournament match between the German Bingo Lords and G4G. And at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we have the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Random Settings League quarterfinals between Marco and Kirox. So that's going to be pretty hype. And yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Hope you had a wonderful time and have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye!